So let's start with another topic of community medicine, and first we will be focusing on demography and family planning. This unit will comprise of all the topics from this demography and family planning. So today we are going to study mostly we will focus on the demography part, and first we will see what is demography cycle. Okay, let's see what is demography cycle. Demography, first of all, what do you mean by demography? Demography means, demo means what? This is population, and graphy is the study, so we can say it is the study of population. There are coming to the demographic cycle, we have phases of demographic cycle, 5 phases. Okay, now what are the 5 phases? We what we will do, we will see by drawing a graph. So consider this as the graph. Let's draw 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 phases. Okay, so let's see what are the phases. Birth rate. Birth rate in green, I'm drawing the birth rate. In the first phase, which is known as high stationary, it is stable, means high. On the second phase also it's like this. On the third phase, it will start declining. Okay, and in the fourth phase, it is slow declining. And in the fifth phase, that is the declining phase, it is slow declining. Okay, like this. Let me write the phases. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. First phase is known as high stationary, then early expanding, late expanding, then low stationary, and declining. Now let's see about what happens to the death rate. Death rate, here it is high. Then in the second phase, it will start declining. Then there is a slow decline, and then again slow decline, and it is then in the fifth phase it is very slow declining, or we can say stable, like this it will occur. Okay, let us consider up to here, it is the fifth phase. Okay, so what do you mean by demography gap? Okay, demography gap means it is the birth rate minus the death rate. Okay, so in the first phase, this is both are high, so it is a stable, death rate is stable. In the second phase, we can see that the death rate is starting to decline, so here it will be the highest. In the second, means in the later phase of the early expanding phase 2, it will be maximum. Then again the uh, birth rate is also declining, so this demography gap will start to decrease. Okay, they will start to decrease. Then again in the fourth phase, we have both the birth rate and death rate as slow declining, so it will be stable. And in the fifth phase, we can see this is negative. Okay, why negative? Because you can see that the birth rate is slow declining and the death rate is very low or declining, or we can say stable. So it is coming like this, the birth rate is coming downside. So since the birth rate here is less than the death rate, we can say that it is minimum or the negative. So where is the birth rate, not birth rate, where is the demographic gap maximum? It is in this second phase. Okay, and where it is minimum, it is in this last phase. So let's see about the population. What happens to the population? Population in the first phase, it is stable, obviously, because both are like this, birth and death rate. But in the second phase, we can see explosive growth. Why explosive growth? Because the birth rate is stable, we can see it is high, but the death rate is decreasing, so it is explosive growth. In this third phase, that is late expanding, also the population is increasing, but it is not as high as in the second phase. Then in here it is stable, and in the fifth phase it is obviously declining. Now let's see what are the countries in which we see all these things. The high stationary, we can see rural areas. Also in Bangladesh, West Africa, Niger. Niger is not Nigeria, it's a different thing. Niger in West Africa. Then the second one, in the that is early expanding in the developing countries. And third one is also developing countries and India. In India we see late expanding. Then the low stationary is usually seen in the developed countries like US, Canada or UK, like this. In the fifth phase, it is the declining phase, and we see in countries like Italy, Japan, Norway. So this is all about the demographic cycle. We will see the next topic, that is demographic indicators and age pyramids, in the next video.